Welcome again to our lunchtime reflections in Holy Week, and we today on Wednesday are reflection number 3, entitled Why Have You Abandoned Me? The Abandoned God. So we begin our time of reflection with a piece of music. Again, the words are there in front of you if you'd like to sing along or just to listen to. So let's now go to our reading from Matthew's Gospel.
From noon on, darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m. And about 3 o'clock, Jesus cried with a loud voice, Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani. That is, my God, why have you forsaken me? When some of the bystanders heard it, they said, This man is calling for Elijah. At once one of them ran and got a sponge, filled it with sour wine, put it on a stick and gave it to him to drink. But the others said, Wait, let us see whether Elijah will come to save him. Then Jesus cried again with a loud voice and breathed his last. At that moment the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth shook and the rocks were split. The tombs also were opened, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised. After his resurrection they came out of the tombs and entered the holy city and appeared to many. Now when the centurion and those with him who were keeping watch over Jesus saw the earthquake and what took place, they were terrified and said, Truly this man was God's son. Many women were also there, looking on from a distance. They had followed Jesus from Galilee and had provided for him. Among them were Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of the sons of Zebedee. This is from Matthew chapter 7, verses 45 to 56.
So let's go to our reflection and think about these words. I have sat with others as their earthly life is drawn to a close. No two stories are alike, but I have come to believe what others have long said, that in mostly hidden but significant way, the last journey of a person's spirit into death begins long before the physical death. We have some glimpses of what Jesus was going through on the cross, though even those near him struggled to make out his words and meanings. The creeds say he descended to the dead, and that in Christian tradition was a descent to hell itself. A television documentary captures the moment when an explorer penetrates remote, deep jungles and comes upon an ancient ruin. The breathless voiceover says, Who knows when human voices were last heard here? Jesus descended to the dead. There must always be a mystery in the language and imagination here. But Christian faith has understood this to mean that in his incarnation, suffering and death, Jesus willingly and fully entered the farthest, deepest waste places of human spirit and destiny, all that is most lost. Now from the cross an anguished cry rends the lifeless silence. My God, why have you abandoned me? And when was a voice last heard from that abyss? It's the only time in his earthly life Jesus does not call God Father. He is there for us. It is our cry. It is the cry of the world, and it still is. In that cry is found our hope and salvation, and nowhere else. In most recent literature and films about the cross, the suffering and pain has been presented in overwhelmingly graphic details. But we will not understand his gift by trying to measure his pain. It is not the quantity of suffering that saves. It is who is suffering and why that saves. Nor is salvation achieved by some kind of transfer of punishment from sinners to an innocent victim. The cry of Jesus is not the agony of pain divinely afflicted, punishment piteously exacted, payment claimed in blood. Rather, God takes it upon himself, and it tears him apart. That cry is the harrowed anguish of divine love. How are we to express this? I want to say it like this, writes the theologian Jane Williams, so that we can hear it and feel it. God is torn apart from God, particularly about the cross. That is the only kind of language that I can find to say what I'm trying to say. On the cross, God endures the separation from God, that is the world's. As Jesus cries, my God, why have you forsaken me? He is the life of God, streaming into our separation. Because Jesus and his Father are ripped apart, nothing can now separate us from the love of God in Christ Jesus. God is our dislocation from God, as is our connectedness. Where do we connect with these thoughts? We pause just for a few moments in silence. Christ our victim, whose beauty was disfigured Christ our victim, whose beauty was disfigured, whose body was torn upon the cross, who willed to enter our abandonment and loss, open wide your arms to embrace our tortured world, that we may not turn away our eyes, but abandon ourselves to your mercy. Again, a space of silence for our prayers. And so we finish with the traditional words, we adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, for by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. I'll see you again tomorrow lunchtime. God bless you. Keep you safe.